Welcome friends on my YouTube channel DJ English Academy. Today I bring a new topic for the discussion, that is the summary of the poem. Students, those are studying in 10th standard, so it will be the helpful for them. The name of the poem is All the World's a Stage. If you think, if you consider the meaning of the title, so it is, or it gives the tremendous meaning and very interesting and amusement meaning is there. This the meaning of the title that gives inspiration as well as a broad view message to us. So because of that we can be understand here how the poem exactly it is. Also it is a beneficial for us if we study it properly. See, if you see the title of that, all the world's a stage. Worlds is the word that is used, or if you see the long form of the worlds, so it will be world is, means all the world is a stage. Many times we listened such a word. So this kind of the poem which is composed by the William Shakespeare, and how he inspired, how did he compose such a poem, so that we'll see here in detail one by one, observing the point. So let's go, we will study the poem, or we will be see the poem All the World's a Stage in detail. First we will see the introduction of the poet, the period, whatever the period is given here. So the full name is William Shakespeare. He was born on 23rd of April 1564 in Stratford upon Avon in England. Avon, or the Stratford Avon, is the place in England where he born. The name of his wife was Mary Adden. He had children like the Susanna, Hamnet and Judith. Three children he had. Next, the work in which he had he had written 30 plays, means dramas, and 150 sonnets. Sonnet, the poem of 14 lines. So he had written 150 poems in the format of sonnet. Then he wrote some plays like A Midsummer Night's Dream, Troilus and Cressida, As You Like It. These are the remarkable and the famous plays of William Shakespeare. Then he wrote the tragedy like Romeo and Juliet, on which Hollywood and Bollywood both have made movies and shows a great love. And what is the love? So that had expressed through the Romeo and Juliet. Next one is the major work in his life, in his career as a writer. So that is King Lear, Macbeth, Hamlet and Othello. So these are the important four tragedies which he had written in his life. And he was died on 23rd April 1660, Stratford upon Avon. We can see here, or one more thing is there. If you read properly, if you understand properly, see the birth date and expire date, means born date and died date. Date is the same, 23rd April born, 23rd April of died. This is the one of the best coincidence in the life of such a person. So now here we can understand how was the great the William Shakespeare. No one is like a writer in English literature like him, who got such an coincidence in his life of the same date of the birth and death. So this is really a great salute by the English literature of the world to him, and also it is a great bless of God who has bring about such kind of the coincidence in his life. So we will see the next point now. He was an English poet, playwright, actor, and a great writer. We know very well, because if we observe, if you made a glance over his career as a writer and his contribution for the English literature, so here we can understand how he was a great person or the writer, because he had played many roles like a poet, a playwright, actor. So these are the real characteristics of his personality. He is called England's national poet. See what a great honor he received in his life. National poet in the period of the 16th century and a bard of Avon. He is known as the father of English literature because he showed the way how to write, how to compose, how to depict, how to portray characters which feel real in the life. The present poem that we are going to study is All the World's a Stage. The present poem is taken from his play As You Like It. See, the play As You Like It, in which one scene has shown, in that scene one action was given, and in that action he composed a poem. See what a great example of his work. In a scene, one act was there. In that act, when the act was going on, so one poem has expressed there, and to suit such an act, the poet explained the life in detail through these 7 stages. So the poet compares the real world with the stages where the drama of human life is enacted. What are the 7 stages? See, we will go through such a glance here. First stage of the life is an infant crying. So we can understand here the small children. Second is a complaining schoolboy. Then a lover. Next, a bearded soldier. Fifth is a wise justice. Sixth is an old man. Seventh is a second childhood. So each stage in detail today we will be study here. So let's go. Now we'll see what is exactly the 7 stages and how they occur, what is the use of that, how we get the benefit, and how such a poem is related to the real life. First we'll see the poem and then we'll be study it line by line. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant mewling and pucking in the nurse's arms. Then the winning schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwilling to school, and then the lover, shining like furnace, with a awful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. Then a soldier full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice in fair round belly with a good capon lined with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The sixth age ships into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch one side, his youthful horse well saved a world to wide, for his shrunk shank and his big manly voice, turning again towards the childish treble pipes and whistles in the sound. Last scene of all that ends this strange eventful history is second childishness and a mere oblivion, sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. So, this is the poem through which we understood some part when we read it. Now we will see it in detail line by line. So before that we should understand what is the vocabulary or the important words are given here. The prominent, it means the important. Bard of Avon means a poet who recites epic traditionally or the poems in epic tradition. Playwright means a person or the drama writer or the dramatist. Players means actors. Exit means out. Entrance means in. Infant means a newly born baby. Mewling, light crying sound like hungry. Pucking means throwing up. Whining means complaining. Satchel, school bag. Creeping, slow walking. Furnace, full of emotions. Awful ballad means sad poem. Pard means like a leopard. Bubble, reputation means look meaningless, good. Cannon's mouth means in danger situation. With good capon line means fatty who eats carelessly. Saws means saying. Youthful hose, that is called the close fitting covering for the legs. Shrunk shank means man's legs grown narrower with age. Treble means weaker. Oblivion means unconscious about happening. Sans means without. Second childishness, it means a return to the helpless, ignorant state of a child. So this vocabulary will help you to understand the poem. Now, this poem is taken from his play As You Like It. The poet compares the world to a stage where the drama of human life is enacted. The poet explains the human life through the 7 stages. So now we will see each stage in detail. See, when the poem opens here, so we can understand all the world's stage and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. Now you can see here the picture of the globe where it is moving, and the next event is there. The poet, you see the picture of the cricket, or the picture is shown here, the cricket. The ground is there, some players are on the ground. So all the world is a stage like that. The cricket ground is the world for the cricket players, and they are the players in that. When the batsman will out, so he will get exit from the ground. At the same time, the new batsman will be enter in the ground to play, means to act, means whatever the responsibility he will get on the ground, that he will complete. So this ground, this image help us to understand that the world is like a big stage, big ground where the human being is like a players. Not only the human, sorry, not only the man, but all men and women, both are the players of this world. And when their work will done, or when the work will finish, means what that will be see here. The poet starts a poem with the comparison that all this world is a stage that I told now. All the men and women are merely characters in the drama. All the human beings, means men and women, are merely the players. They have their exits and their entrances. It means that all the peoples take birth and after some time they will die. As in a game of cricket, when the batsman will out, means when he will out means when he will be unable to continue, that is called when he will die. So he will come out from the ground and new person will be entered. So like that is the life. When we die, we remove ourselves or we exit from this world, the physical world, and at the same time new person takes a birth. This is the continuous action of the nature. It doesn't stop, and that's why the birth and the death, only these two things are the true in the life, which never where it is not necessary to give any evidence or proof that birth and death are not a true, both are the true here, and every person, every living thing can be understand it and will accept. So this is the first stanza. Here we can see the comparison given, stage and world. World is like a big stage, means we can understand the poetic devices. Simile is used here as well as the metaphor also used. All the world's a stage means where the world, the stage has compared with the world, or the world has compared with the stage directly. That is called the metaphor. So all the world's a stage, this is the metaphor. Second line, all the men and women merely players, this is called also the metaphor there. And if we see in the next, we can understand all the figure of speech. See the first stage that we will see now. At first, the infant mewling and pecking in the nurse's arms. The poet informs here that every man plays 7 roles in the world according to the age. The first stage is that human comes into existence as an infant who is dependent on others and used to crying and vomiting in his mother's arms. When the baby born, it comes in the hands of a nurse at the beginning. From the nurse, the small baby shifted to mother. So when the baby, the newly born baby, then it started to cry, means it is the new world, and the child doesn't have any familiar person at the stage. So it started to crying there. Then the weaning schoolboy, next stage we can see here. Then the weaning schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face creeping like the snail unwilling to school. It means after this comes the second stage of life, that is a complaining schoolboy who always hates to go to school. He walks like a snail in a lazy manner as he does not like to read and write. He does not want to study, so that we can see through the pictures. Then next is, and then the lover, shining like a furnace with a awful ballad made to his mistress' eyebrow. This is the third stage of the life, where the small newborn baby, which was enter into the second stage where he was like a schoolboy, then he become younger, and when the schoolboy or the small baby becomes younger, new feelings started to arise in the mind, and then the feeling of the attraction, the feeling of love, the feeling of opposite gender comes in the mind. And this, the third stage of life, is a lover. He always burns like a furnace as he is not able to get his love, and always sings sad songs which are made to his beloved's beauty. See, all the peoples will not get the love at this stage. This is the fortunate, or this is the luck for some peoples, it is a bad luck for some peoples. So the peoples who got the love in their life, who got beloved in their life, so they are happy, and those are not getting, so definitely they will be unhappy in their life. So this is the stage of the life where we should be, we should maintain the balance of the emotions, we should have the patience, we should concentrate on our goal. So definitely the things which we are not expecting, that we'll get. But when we are not expecting anything, when we just continue our work, then a soldier full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. See the first line. Then a soldier, the fourth stage of the life is a soldier, means where our career start. Soldier is a full of strength, full of oaths, and a bearded like the pard. As the pard means the leopard has a speed of running, has the emotions, has the energetic and youth blood. So like that, the soldier also play the important role in the life. He is like a very energetic person who works for saving and also country, saving the country. Here soldiers are the important persons who make or who laid on the border of our country and protect our country from the enemies or from the outside peoples. But when they are playing the role, at the same time they have the feeling of honor. What kind of the honor? That I am doing this kind of the work, I am the better than other common people. It is true and it should be. But quick in quarrel means immediately, as it is his habit, when the oppositors or the enemies will come to attack, immediately they are playing or giving the response to them by attacking. So this is the habit or the nature that inculcated in their life, in their mind, in their action. So that's why they are not ready to accept injustice of the people. So immediately they started to quarrel, seeking the bubble reputations. Bubble reputations, it means that they wanted the I should become a famous by doing any work, and if they do any good work, so they are feeling, and also at the same time the ego will create in their mind, and as well as when they are making the battle or war with the enemies, when they feel or when they kept themselves in such a danger, so they are also feeling the feeling layer. So this is the time of the youth. He is full of courage and energy, he is full of jealousy for honor and often quarrel with the others. Thus this time for him to get a reputation and prestige by showing his power and strength, and that's why he is seeking the bubble of reputation. As a soldier, he never hesitates in going to the jaws of death, and he is it's or he is always ready to do a dangerous task. That's why the word is given in the canon of mouth. And then the justice in fair round belly, with a good capon, lined with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. See, then the next stage of life is a wise justice. Here the character is depicted. How is the judge? He is a fairly belly with a good capon, line with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. means the person who has, means we can see. So after that comes the fifth stage of life, that is the judge. Now he becomes familiar to the voice of the world, means he becomes the greatest or one, the first voice of the world. He exercises corruption and soon transforms as a fat man. Fat man is a very luxurious man where he enjoy the life. He is doing unsocial work and through that he is getting the money from other people's, and he is not doing a justice which was his the first duty. False wisdom also seems to flow him with his eyes, and he gives practical and modern examples to all the peoples. So this is the stage where the wise justice has depicted. Actually, it was expected the justice or the judge should give the proper and the right decision. But we can say here in modern the judges are playing a different kind of the role. In the second picture we can see how they are playing the roles there, but we cannot blame that they all the judges are doing like that. But the peoples wanted to live a luxurious life, that's what they are doing such kind of the unfamiliar or unsocial work. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon with spectacles on nose and pouch one side. His youthful horse well saved a world too wide for his shrunk shank and his big manly voice. See, if you see the poem, the sixth stage means now before the end starts the sixth stage of life to come, and this is none other than the old man. You know the stage, the sixth stage means before ending the life, one step remains there, one step comes there, and that is called the old age man. He grows and becomes of lean fellow. He thinks of his age of youth, and by now his hard voice becomes a whistling sound because all his teeth has fallen now. See, sixth stage is the important where the youth man turns into the old man, where he lost his teeth and he was not able to speak properly. A whistle sound comes from the mouth when he was speaking. At the time, the old man is not able to eat the food properly, so such a man needs the food in the form of the liquid, like that. This is the very important stage of the life as a small children. As the parents take care of small children, like that the children should take care here their parents. See, this is the rule of the nature. What is the rule? Every action has the equal and opposite reaction, as well as you sow as you reap. Means as we are the small children, our parents look after us. When we will become the parents, at the same time our parents become old man, means they are like a small children. They are weak physically, they are not able to maintain their fitness because of age. So at this stage the parents or the children, at this stage the children should take care of their parents, it is expected. But in a society now we see that 60 or 70% children are looking after their parents, 30% old peoples are searching the, they are like an orphan living their the life. And the next or the last stage is here, turning again towards the childish tribal, means we can say the old people. Yeah, that is now we are discussing. So they have the big spectacle, the then pipe in their mouth like a cigarette, whistle in their sound, means they lost their teeth, that's why they are not able to speak. And the last scene of all means it is the last stage of the life. After this there is no stage of life. Here the life of the human being will end. That's why last scene of all, it the word is used. That ends this strange eventful history, the life we started in the past that is going to end. That's why the such kind of the message words are used here. And the final seventh stage of the life is the second childhood. He grows much older. His oldness becomes like an infant again, and he loses his memory, eyesight, hearing, power, and last dies. See the last line. In second childishness and mere oblivion, sans and we can say here what will be, so that can be understand here at the same time, so which will be help to understand what is the next means as a or in old age we or the in the old age, in such a age the old man lost teeth, eyes become weak, and he is not getting any taste, and everything will be changed here. That's why the children should take care of their parents at this stage. They are like a small children. As the small children's, they don't have the teeth at the beginning, they don't have the eye sense. They are looking, but they are not able to understand. At the same time, they don't have the habit of the taste. Like that, the grandparents also have such a stage, such a condition in their life at the end. So thus all these parts of the stage, worldly stage, comes to an end. And so in this way we can say that a seed grows in soil and at last it mixes into the soil. It means the opening and closing stage of the life is the same. The poet has, we can see now the poetic devices. The poet has used the poetic devices like the simile, metaphor, repetition in the poem. See, this is the metaphysical poem that we can say here, because it is a poem of the 14 line. It is the poem, the big lines are given, many lines are given there. The poem which has given, which depict the each stage, duties, work in the life. So first poetic devices is the simile, and we can see the example. Creeping like a snail means creeping is the action which is compared with the snail. And second is a soldier bearded like a pard. Pard means the leopard. Leopard has compared with the beard of the soldier. The words which used like and as, these are the important words. If we use such a words in a line, so we can understand this is the simile. Second, all the men and women are merely players. All the world stage. So here the poet compared the world and stage directly. Men and women as a player directly. That's why it is called the metaphor. Then sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. See, each word started with the same sound or same word. That's why it is called the repetition. So these are the important three poetic devices here. Then the rhythmic elements. Rhythm of the poem is, it is a steady rhythm with 5 beats in each line. The type of poem, it is a free or the blank verse. There is no any rhyme scheme in that, and it is a narrative style. And the theme of the poem is the cycle of the life. And in this way the poet has used the narrative style to give the continuity to the poem. He depicts the poem with a beautiful rhythm where one stage of life goes smoothly into the next stage of the life. It is extremely full of knowledgeable poem because it expresses the cycle of the life. So in this way, this is the poem All the World Stage, written by the William Shakespeare. It is a great poet that gives the essence of the life. And we should be understand, we should keep in mind, and as per given each stage, explanation of even each stage, a message of the each stage, that we should keep in mind, and we should behave like that. So thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you will understand it, you will get the more knowledge from this, and this video will be useful for you. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for subscribing my channel. Those left to subscribe, you have to subscribe and press the bell icon. Why I'm saying that, if you press the bell icon and if you select the all option from there, so whatever the videos I will made, so you will get the videos one by one there, and that will be the useful for your knowledge, for your study. So after this I will say send one more video, through that you will get the question answers, which will be help you to understand the poem better. So once again, thank you so much for joining me, staying with me, and enjoying with me the present poem. Thank you. Have a nice day.